Hey everybody, Corey here from Par2Pro. We're going to show you the brand new Tgc 2019 for the FlightScope Mevo Plus. Over here we have got our FlightScope Mevo Plus all set up. We are 8 feet from the Mevo, face of the Mevo, to the T position, which we've just marked with a little T there for now, and right to the center of the screen there, another 8 feet, and we've marked with a black rubber T and a ball. And we'll show you what that reason was for in just a second here. So from the FlightScope Mevo Plus, we're going Wi-Fi over to the computer. We got a good gaming computer. From the computer, we're going to our projector, and we got a special projector that we use. And that one projector goes off into our enclosure. And our enclosure here is the brand new MK2, so stay tuned for information on that, or you can always contact us for more information on that there. So let's take you through the setup here. And the setup process was pretty easy here. So the only thing that we had to do, since we don't have a network connection out here, we wanted to be connected to the internet and to the Mevo Plus at the same time. So we have two Wi-Fi adapters, two external Wi-Fi adapters. And in that, our first one here, we're connected to our access point, which gives us internet, and we picked our other Wi-Fi connection, and we're connected right to the Mevo Plus. So we've already connected, but for the first time that you connect, it's going to ask you for a serial number. It's going to ask you for a security code. That security code is the serial number, and that's everything except for this FS and space here. So that's how you get connected to your Mevo. And then once we've got that connection, what you're going to do is you're going to get a link from us that you can download your software. And we've already done that here. The software that downloads, you get the Tgc interface, the FlightScope Tgc Settings, and the Tgc Simulator console. So on the FlightScope, let's start on the Tgc interface. So we're going to open that up, and right away, this is going to automatically connect. It'll automatically also check for updates. There's a new update for the interface. We're not going to download that right now just to show you, but in here, it's automatically connecting to our FlightScope Mevo Plus that we already have. But if it's not connected, you just hit the connect button, and that way you've got your selected device, the connection status, battery level, and the first thing we do is we're going to calibrate the camera. And basically it's aligning the unit. So this is where that T comes in handy, where we've marked the T off on where we're going to tee off from. And that's that there. And then we've got our ball on screen. And that's how we show that the target line is actually aligned. So we are going to go from this camera calibration off here. We're going to go into the shot data screen. This only shows up after you've actually taken a shot within the Tgc software. So you can't really take any test shots or anything just yet. And then we click on the settings. In settings, it'll show your device name, your host, and your port. And we've changed the processing mode to short indoor since we're 8 and 8. If you have a ball flight over 12 feet, you should just be going to indoor mode. And the wedge distance here just tells the system at what point, how far away from the pin you'll be using a wedge, because the Mevo Plus does need to know the difference between wedge, iron, and driver. So then there's a fast putting threshold. We've left it at the default, which was 10 meters, which is 30 feet. And under here we've got the current tilt. Right now it's 17, they recommend 17. The tilt is easily adjustable on the feet. And as you adjust it on the kickstand there, it adjusts pretty sweet. It's really, really easy. We've left the altitude in meters above sea level to 0 because we've been testing against the GC2 here. You can change that in there. And then the last one would be the insert T, or the distance to T. So 2.4 meters, that's roughly 8 feet. And that's where we are between the Mevo Plus to the T. We've also left the auto connect as you saw when we did our startup, and then you just want to hit your save settings. Settings are saved, and you can also even check your firmware from up here. So we actually did a firmware update today just through here. Worked great. So I'm going to go back to the start menu. We are connected, and then I'm just going to go through quickly the Tgc settings. In the Tgc settings, kind of a backdoor to get some additional settings that aren't in the software. So things like high backspin correction. So if it feels like it reads a really high backspin, maybe 10,000 RPMs for a 3-iron, that it would correct for that based off of the club that you select in the software. So that's the Tgc settings through here. We're just going to close out of that. And then to open up the software, what's going to happen is that you're going to need a license key. So as part of the registration process, you're going to need to click on licenses and get yourself a license. So once you have your license, then you can go in and enter that and start the game. So to start the game, we're going to hit Start Golf Club Simulator Tgc 2019. As you may have seen, we have two options on our menu. We're fortunate enough to have both the Tgc and the Tgc 2019. But for most of you out there, you're just going to want the Golf Club 2019. And just a quick note on our resolution. Since we've got our MK2 is designed for a smaller space. It's actually only a 10-foot wide screen. So we wanted to have the biggest image available on here, which is about 10 feet by about 7 feet. And we've changed the resolution to 1600 by 1200, both in the computer, the projector to make it full, and within the software in here. So we've actually done that already, but you can go in and actually change your settings. And one of the things that we changed in here is the graphics. So we've changed it to 1600 by 1200. Another thing that we wanted to do is that we have a little bit of an offset. So you can actually do that in your gameplay there. And sorry, you can go off into your display. Sorry, the cameras here. And in your cameras, you can actually offset that camera. And what that does is it just makes sure that the target line of what you're hitting to is going to be the same as what you're aiming at on screen. So that's it, how to get your FlightScope Mevo Plus connected to your Tgc 2019. Stay tuned for more videos on Tgc Play, both in the training and as well as whole. So for more information, you can always visit us at www.par2pro.com.